There was a 5-column article that appeared in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania newspaper called The Times that the Wheeler Register reprinted. The article in response made to this article was written by Charles S. Howell of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Again, we must state that the division of the article is not ours, but is contained in the article itself, which can be found in the source Contemporary Articles on the Hatfield-McCoy Feud website. We understand that there are wrong names and a huge slant for one side over the other in the printed article, and some events have been exaggerated for the paper. However, this article was printed in 1888, and we will read from it as it appeared. Come along with us as we walk through the events of the feud as it was reported in 1888. All aboard the Kentucky-Tennessee Living Time Machine as it is preparing to depart into another look into the Hatfield and McCoy feud. Please fasten your seatbelts and keep your arms and legs inside of the vehicle at all times. But to get going, we need your help. We still need to fire up that time machine to transport us. Please help us by clicking on the like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons down below. Not only does this fire up the time machine for our flight back in time, but it convinces the YouTube algorithm that we need a bigger vehicle to reach more people who love history as much as you do. Now, back to our story. A Times article. Quote, Wheeler Register, February 2nd, 1888. New developments in the Hatfield-McCoy feud. The results of an investigation by a newspaperman, Governor Wilson's actions criticized severely. Quiet that may be followed by a big storm. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, February 1st. The Times this morning contains 5 columns concerning the Hatfield and McCoy feud in Logan County, West Virginia, and Pike County, Kentucky, written by Charles S. Howell, a member of the staff of this paper, who has spent some time at the seat of war, gathering the facts upon which the letter is based. The correspondence is of a most interesting and thrilling nature, and purports to be the first true statement of the affair which has yet appeared. The correspondent says that 20 lives have been sacrificed in the feud, and that women and children were not spared. He alleges that the Hatfield-McCoy troubles, meager reports of which have been current for a month, have been threatening for several days to develop into a serious interstate complications. Governor Butner of Kentucky and Governor Wilson of West Virginia have had portions of the troops of their respective states available for operations on the banks of the Tug River, ostensibly to take care of the interests of these sovereign states. The soldiers, according to last reports, have been ordered back to their homes, but this is no indication that the troubles are ended. The Hatfield-McCoy War, divested of the coloring with which assiduous correspondents have clothed it, and of all the sentiment with which the representatives of the 2 states have invested it, is simply a succession of cowardly murders by day and assassination and house burnings by night. All of the murders have been cruel, heartless, and almost without the shadow of provocation. Given on the one hand, a family with its contingents of the same blood, allied and cemented by a common desire to avenge the imaginary affront, and on the other, another family, small in the matter of allegiance and collateral sympathies, doomed to destruction by the larger one, and the case is stated. Interesting conclusions. Continuing onward with the Times article. Quote, interesting conclusions. Several columns of history relating to the feud follow upon the information derived from reputable sources. And the details of all the murders and outrages and recent capture of some of the participants are given minutely. Nearly all these facts have already been published in a fragmentary way, and the correspondence report confirms them in detail. The most important developments in the correspondence are in the conclusion as follows. The crowning piece of deviltry in connection with the feud was reserved for the night of January 1st, 1888, when 13 of the Hatfield gang, headed by James Vance, surrounded Paul McCoy's homestead near the mouth of Pond Creek, burned the house with its contents, killed the son and daughter, beat the mother over the head with the butt of a gun till they thought she was dead, and left the little children to die in the cold on the mountainside among the bushes, to which they escaped in their nightclothes. While the house was burning, the father and husband fired 2 shots with a telling effect. 3 new-made graves are to be found in the Hatfield settlement. A number of the gang are known to be wounded. After burying the dead, McCoy removed his family to Pike Courthouse last week. The story was obtained principally from Mr. and Mrs. McCoy, who show unmistakable evidences of the intensity of their sufferings and is fully corroborated by others. No one knows why the fiendish malignity should have been kept up. But once has McCoy attempted to retaliate. That was a few days ago. Even now, no feeling of resentment is manifest. He spoke like a man who has been bent and almost broken by the weight of his afflictions and grief. Quote, I used to be on very friendly terms with the Hatfields before and after the war. We never had any trouble until 6 years ago, unquote. He continued, quote, I hope no more of us will have to die. I'll be glad when it's all over, unquote. The killing of Calvin and Alifera on the night of January 1st became known the next day at the county courthouse. Measures were taken at once to capture or kill a portion of the Hatfields. 20 or 30 men under Deputy Sheriff Trask Phillips crossed the Tug River near Pond Creek in Pike County, Kentucky on January 6th. Within 30 yards of the house, Mrs. Vance hailed Phillips with, quote, Who are you and where are you going? Unquote. Quote, Who are you and where are you going? Unquote, was his rejoinder. Quote, I think they're after you, Pap, unquote, shrieked the bold woman, and a moment later old Vance arose from his concealment behind her. During the shooting which followed, Vance was killed. On the night of January 9th, Phillips and posse arrested Valentine Hatfield, 3 Mayhorn brothers, Tom Chambers and Rue Yancey, Selkirk McCoy, and Moses Christian. Others of the Hatfields were captured in McDowell County, West Virginia, about the same time and landed in Pike County Jail. On January 19th, Sheriff Phillips and posse charged Old Ants and companions, and all fled except for Jim Dumney, who was killed by Jim McCoy, an uncle of Randall McCoy. Mr. Howell then proceeds with his narrative as follows. The prisoners in jail. I saw all of the prisoners this morning in the Pike jail. They are all confined in 2 small cells. The jail is a small one, but it is as well built as any in the country, and all appliances for the detention of the prisoners are as good. The prisoners are good types of their locality. Old Wall Hatfield is a tall, powerful, well-proportioned man. He has iron gray hair and a mustache to match, while a pair of rough, shaggy eyebrows almost conceal his eyes of greenish gray that are forever evading the sick person with whom the owner may be talking. Cool and self-possessed at all times, Wall never allows himself to be led into making any entangling statements. 2 of the 3 Mayhorn brothers confined with him are his son-in-law and are highly spoke of in the matter of bravery and cunning. Mose Christian and old Selkirk McCoy are of the Hatfield gang, but live in McDowell County, West Virginia. The captures are all important, as all are under 3 indictments each for murder. Wall was not engaged in the killing of the McCoy son and daughter on the night of January 1st, nor were the Mayhorns. He advised against it, and is said to have fallen out with his brother Ants in consequence of his refusal to participate. Unquote. In next week's video, the 5-column article that appeared in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania newspaper named the Times that the Wheeler Register reprinted will continue. Thank you. Kentucky Tennessee Living would like to thank you for watching our video series on the myths and truths of the Hatfield and McCoy feud. Don't forget to hit that like button, as the more likes we receive, the more likely YouTube is to suggest our videos to other viewers. Also, to receive notice when we upload a new video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification button. Be sure to double check that you are subscribed, as some of our viewers are finding that they are no longer subscribed to our channel. We thank you for continuing to support Kentucky Tennessee Living, as we are discovering the mysteries in Appalachian history.